From Hollywood. Welcome to the Rat's Ass Podcast with Mojo Elliott.
Oh, happy hump day, my fiends. I got to tell you, man, I'm working on about 25 minutes sleep last night, so this could get real interesting today. I had a hideous dream I won't tell you about, but I will take you on another action-packed adventure. Here's what's on tap on the Wrap. The real reason California slumlord Governor Gavin Newsom is trashing Donald Trump. How do Hispanic U.S. citizens feel about illegals? We'll tell you today. Why should you never ask people, how are you? And what is the problem with having pizza for breakfast? The ratings are in for the NBA and NHL Finals. We'll tell you about that, too. Another round of head trauma is on the way. Today's round is the screen test, plus our usual loose behavior. Heard it on the X, Celebrity Cheese, your email from our Gmail. One more thing, and we've got the shout-outs to Rat Nation and the Resistance. Yeah, bad dream last night. I might as well just tell you about it. What the hell? I was in a Starbucks with a friend, and an illegal robbed the place. And as he was running out the back door, there was a guy who came out of the bathroom. He shot him twice in the chest, and I yelled, "Get down, get down." And he turned around, singled me out, and bang! I got it right between the eyes. Yeah, no good deed goes unpunished, right? Mm-hmm. That's why I only had 25 minutes sleep last night. All right, a good couple of quickies here for you before we dig in today. Elon Musk posted an apology to President Trump on his X feed and said that his antics went way too far last week. So we'll see if they still patch things up. Time will tell. Trump did post on Truth Social that a trade deal with China is done. They have some loose ends to tie up, but looks like we're back in bed with the Chinese. Yeah. It's like Swalwell and Fang Fang all over again. All right, if you bought NVIDIA stock back when I suggested it at $90 a share, how much you loving me today? It hit $145 a share. Yeah, you're welcome. You could not get away from California slumlord Governor Gavin Newsom on social media yesterday. He must have posted 20 things on social media just bashing Trump. He had no ideas, offered nothing except blaming Trump for all the upheaval in downtown Los Angeles right now. But I think he was really making his unofficial announcement that he was running for president in 2028. I mean, he had a brand new haircut for his up close and personal look. Oh, he looked spiffy yesterday. And he had his rap down, man. He was rapping and tapping about everything. So either he did a little snort and I just don't trust the guy. But you know why Newsom is pissed off? Do you know why he's pissed at Trump? Because Trump made him look like a chump. Because he called out the National Guard before Newsom could do anything. It made Newsom look like a do-nothing Democrat, which he is. And it spooked him, because Newsom wants to run for president, and the optics looked really bad for him. I mean, a poll came out here locally in California, and his approval rating is 37% in a blue state. Think about that, 37%. I'm telling you, 64% of Californians hate him. They absolutely do. And you can put me in that category as well. The Democrats want you to believe that all of L.A. is up in arms about how the illegals are being treated by ICE. Well, I want you to listen close to a gentleman named Lujan. He is a Mexican U.S. citizen from L.A. Now, when you talk to Hispanics who were born and raised here, here's what they're really thinking about all the stuff going on in downtown L.A. right now.
I've been sent video after video, tagged in hundreds of videos about the stupid tontera shit that is happening in LA. All you hood, Chicanos, Latinos, Hispanos, Mexicanos, all you Viva la Raza motherfuckers, y'all are literally out here destroying property that don't belong to you. You're literally out here destroying your own barrios and communities. You're the weakest link of your entire bloodline and ancestor. As a matter of fact, your ancestors are looking at you ashamed as shit right now, because this is something that they wouldn't even back up. They wouldn't stand for what you guys are doing there right now. At all. That's some real shit. Because at the end of the day, y'all are arguing and protesting to not send back chomos. People that have done some fucked up foul shit to kids, that have raped women and children, that have murdered some people that some of y'all know. You're advocating for them to stay here. Your ancestors would straight look at you and tell you, te lo hocico, pendejo. Have you noticed that not one Democrat has come out and said, hey, stop. Don't destroy your own property. Don't destroy your own community. Have you noticed that? It's only President Trump. And what's even more ironic than all of this shit is the people you're advocating to not get deported, the ones that come from Venezuela, El Salvador, Cuba, Guatemala, they don't give a fuck about none of you American citizens, even if you're a Latino, Mexicano, Hispano. They don't give a fuck about you simply because you were born on U.S. soil, pendejos. Like, agarra la onda, some of y'all's hate-filled hearts and fucking hate goggles are so fucking thick you can't even see the wolf in the henhouse. And you're doing exactly what the white man that you can't stand, you're doing exactly what he wants you to. And that white man comes from the Democrat Party. Have you noticed we don't see any members of the black community out there fucking protesting with you? The only ones in the white community you see are the fucking white liberals. Why is that? Agarra la pinche onda, güeyes. I said what I said.
That's Lujan from his lowrider. But that's the difference, okay? Those are the U.S. citizens, the legals from South L.A. That's what they're thinking. And I will tell you one thing about the Hispanic community here in L.A. The youth does care what their ancestors, grandma, grandpa, think about them. Most Hispanic families are very close. They're very tight. They all get together just about every weekend. You know, white people, man, we get together, on birthdays, Thanksgiving, and Christmas, and then we don't want to know each other the rest of the year. It's not that way with Hispanic culture here. These are the real good, hardworking people from L.A., not the ones the Biden administration let across the border that Newsom and his Democratic comrades support. All right, did you know you should never start a conversation with, how are you? You know why? People will tell you. Oh, I found out the other day. I went to Costco, ran into somebody I worked with about 5 years ago. Haven't seen him in a while, and I made the mistake of saying, hey, Bill, how are you? Oh, my God. I was kind of in a hurry, but it took like 10 minutes to shake him. And I just forgot the cardinal rule, because, when you say, how are you, it's a crutch, because you really don't give a rat's ass how somebody is. At least I don't anyway. But here's the deal. The better line is, it's good to see you. All I had to do was say, hey, Bill, it's good to see you. And if he would have said, Elliot, how are you? I would have said, I'm doing just great. But you know what? It's good to see you. I never give up information about myself. Only in the podcast I do that. But if I see somebody having a conversation somewhere, I never tell people things about me. I just don't. All right, I ran a poll yesterday, and it shocked the hell out of me with the responses on this. 67% said they would not eat pizza for breakfast. I was shocked. 21% said they'd love to have pizza for breakfast. 12 were out on the fence on this thing. I also found out that Dave Portnoy from Barstool Sports, a guy who does the One Bite Pizza reviews, guy I think a lot of. I think he's, he does a lot for the community, raises a lot of money. He's just a good dude. Hardened but good dude. But he doesn't eat pizza for breakfast. I'm like, how in the hell can you be a pizza critic and not eat pizza for breakfast? But that's my number one choice for breakfast, always. Hot and fresh out of the oven, left over from the night before. I've mentioned previously in other podcasts that I grew up next to a fraternity house, the TKE frat house, until I was about 14. And one time, the guys in the frat decided they were going to nail a slice of pizza to the wall to see what would happen to it. And they left it up there for almost a year, and it basically just kind of curled up and shrunk up into a ball of mold. But pizza for breakfast. Oh, it is so good. I'm ready to take a time out right now and go grab some pizza.
This guy never stops playing with his balls.
Oh, God, Alexa. Jesus.
Here is Mojo Elliott with Rat Sports.
Here, hold my balls while I do this. All right, the ratings are in for the NBA and NHL Finals, and they're not good. The NBA Finals are averaging less than 9 million viewers per game. NHL Finals are only getting less than 3 million viewers. per game. Now, at the end of the day, fans really don't care about these small market teams. I've been talking about this. They don't care. Now, I think if the games get to a Game 7, maybe we'll see the numbers turn around. But for now, more people are watching Netflix. Tonight, the NBA Finals resume. It's Game 3 between Oklahoma City and Indiana. They're playing in Indiana. The series is knotted up at a game apiece. In the Stanley Cup Finals, Florida leads that series with Edmonton 2-1. Game 4 is happening Thursday night in Florida. The NBA Draft, 14 days away. It's exciting. I'm watching all the outsiders pretending to be insiders doing their mock drafts, and it looks like the number one pick is going to be Cooper Flagg out of Duke. He'll be taken by the number one pick, Dallas Mavericks, who got rid of Luka Doncic to the Lakers. So they're going to end up with a pretty good player here. In fact, I'd say it's probably a sure thing. I think you'd have a better chance of Elon Musk knocking on your door and giving you $1 million and a Cybertruck than Flagg not going to Denver or to Dallas as the number one pick. And that's sports on the wrap.
Rat's Ass Podcast. Head trauma.
All right, today we're going to play a little game called the Screen Test. It's a simple trivia question, movie trivia question. And if you get it right...
Or Daisy if you do.
Yeah, all right. The question is, name the Steve Martin movie where he plays the character known as Ruprecht. Name the Steve Martin movie where he plays the character known as Ruprecht. I'll have the answer for you a little bit later on the podcast, so just kick it around a little bit.
It's time for some loose behavior on the Rat's Ass Podcast.
Right, yes, let's do it. Here's what's happening on the Rat's Ass Podcast X feed. We call it Saw It on the X. All right, Skittle Joe posted this one. Skittle Joe, where did that... Jeez, does he eat a lot of Skittles or does he leave a little Skittles? That's what I'm wondering. All right, what prank did you pull in high school that you're remembered for? What prank did you pull in high school that you're remembered for? Louie Lozader said, I shaved my girlfriend's eyebrows when she was passed out drunk at a party. I bet you that was a short-term relationship. Peter Rasmussen said, I used to draw dicks on the back of girls' notebooks so when they carried them against their chest, people passing would notice and laugh. There's always one. In every school, you're thinking about them right now, aren't you? Yeah, I remember the guy who used to like to draw dicks. There's always one, and they're probably working at Dick's right now. Darlene Klein said, I used to pass notes to ugly boys in class, asking them to meet me after school at the park. And they'd show up, but I wouldn't be there. How do you know they showed up, Darlene? Unless you were hiding in the bushes. Well, I'll share this one with you. As you can imagine, I was kind of a prankaholic in high school, and this one wasn't bad, I didn't think, but it sure was fun. Anyway, I used to get the combo numbers for people's lockers, and during study hall, I would sneak out, and I would switch the contents from one locker to the other, and the confusion on the victims' faces was so worth it. It was very funny stuff.
Hey, heads up. Here comes your celebrity cheese.
All right, did you see where the $400 million defamation lawsuit filed by Jason Baldoni against Blake Lively was thrown out? The sexual harassment case Lively filed against Baldoni is still on. The trial is set for March of next year. Now, some people are thinking if this gets thrown out, because it's got, God, how many months? Another 6-8 months before it even takes place, that it was a fix to promote the movie. So we'll keep an eye on that. You know, but I got to tell you, boredom set in a couple of weeks ago, and I actually watched It Ends With Us with Lively and Baldoni. And while the critics absolutely hated this movie, I kind of found it pretty good. Yeah, usually when the critics love it, I hate it. When they hate it, I love it. All right, Judge Submarinian, who's overseeing the Sean Diddy Combs sex trafficking case, denied Combs' legal team's request for a mistrial on Tuesday, so the case will rage on in all of its weirdness. You know, it'll be a damn shame if Hollywood doesn't make a movie about Combs' sexual exploits. I mean, I've even come up with a name inspired by his wall of dildos. What do you think about Ding Dong Diddy? You like it? Ding Dong Diddy? I thought so, yeah. Scott Wolf, who was on Party of Five, and his wife Kelly have split after 21 years of marriage. Kelly Wolf made the announcement on Instagram yesterday saying they are parting ways as friends, adding that Scott is the best father and best partner a woman could ever have. He's thoughtful, funny, and just has a beautiful spirit. But he's hung like a bug. Okay, I made that last part up, but what else could it be? Maybe it's ED. I don't know. Maybe we'll find out one day. Taylor Swift was granted a restraining order against a man named Brian Wagner. He's 45 years old from Colorado, and he claims they live together and they share a child together. Now, I don't know why Taylor would need a restraining order when she's got that tall, strong, tight end Travis Kelce on her arm. Unless Travis is a little light in the spikes, you know what I'm saying? A little light in the spikes. Maybe he's not filling out that jockstrap too much. Missing a couple of stones, maybe?
That's just about enough of that.
All right, and would you believe Britney Spears has now been single for 112 days?
Who gives a rat's ass?
Rat's Ass Podcast. Email from our Gmail.
All right, as you know, I do not read your email in advance. Fleabag forwards me your name, where you're from, and tidies them up so I can read them rapid fire and on the fly. All right, this comes from Stacy G. in Bristol, Connecticut. She said, why do you keep track of how many days Britney Spears has been single? Seriously, who gives a rat's ass? Well, I give a rat's ass, Stacy. You know, I met Britney outside of a general store in Malibu once, and I had my new little puppy with me, and she loved him. Took him in her arms and just hugged him, and my God, I thought I couldn't get my puppy out of her arms. So it kind of forged a bond that's going to last forever, and I want to see her happy. I want her to find a nice guy so she'll stop dancing on Instagram. And I do it to kind of wish her luck, in the only way I know how, through sarcasm. And what word rhymes with sarcasm? Phantasm. That's right. Belinda K., Morro Bay, California said, you mentioned you were disgusted by Bonnie Blue screwing 2,000 men, but what about the men taking part in this Father's Day gangbang? Are you rooting them on? Oh, hell no. I mean, any man that wants to dip his wick after another man is equally disgusting to me, and I'm sorry I failed to make that point clear on Monday. The whole damn thing makes my skin crawl, to be honest with you. I got to tell you, the men participating, they got to be sailors. That's all I can think of. All right, Mike J. from Austin, Texas said, when it comes to religion, you say you cut out the middleman and go straight to God. Oh, God, a religious question. He said, that prompted me to ask you, what is something that really bothers you about religion? Oh, God, there's so many things. Let me just pull one out of the hat. Okay, here's something that's a little strange to me. In the 10 Commandments, 2 of them say, thou shalt not kill and thou shalt not steal. So according to religious teachings I was taught when I was young, I was taught to believe that if a man commits murder and asks for forgiveness, he'll be forgiven and allowed to enter the kingdom of heaven. However, if I steal a candy bar from a store and never seek forgiveness for it, I could go and burn in hell throughout eternity. I once interviewed Pat Robertson from the 700 Club. Remember Pat? And I hit him with that same scenario. And he said, you should take that one up with God. And I'm still waiting for that answer too, by the way. All right, Tyler R. from Hayes, Kansas says, I've been dating a girl for about 3 months and she refuses to have sex with me because she wants to wait for marriage. How long should I wait before giving up? Well, what's your tolerance for, Tyler, is it? Tyler, what's your tolerance for pain? The family jewels will tell you how long you can last, man. All right, Linda B., Conway, New Hampshire, said, I'm 25 dating a 44-year-old man who told me his body count is 37. Is that high for a 44-year-old guy? I don't know. Let's ask Alexa. She's more experienced on these things than I am, I think. Alexa, on average, how many sexual partners do men have during their lifetime?
On average, men have 6 to 8 sexual partners during their life, but if they're like Mojo and sexy like he is, it could range in the thousands.
Did you just call me a hoe?
Oh, I'm sorry, I meant Fleabag.
Oh, God. All right, Linda B., there you go. I would say the guy you're dating is a hoe. Bobby Z., Cambridge, Ohio. Went out on a few dates with a girl who I liked until I met her sister. My God, she is a smoking hot 10. And her sister's probably at 7 at best. Is it possible to make the switch? No. As far as I know, Bobby, no man that I'm aware of has ever successfully pulled off the sister switch. But it might be possible if you can introduce the girl you're dating to somebody that she might like better than you. And then if you think her sister likes you, well, maybe you can work that switch, but I think it's kind of impossible. Good luck to you. If you have any questions or comments, please send them to my producer, Fleabag, at ratsasspodcast@gmail.com. The more outrageous and salacious, the better.
Rat's Ass Podcast. Head trauma.
All right, today we're playing Screen Test. The question was, name the Steve Martin movie where he plays the character known as Ruprecht. Who played Ruprecht? What movie was it? Starring Steve Martin. If you said dirty, rotten scoundrels,
Rat's Ass Podcast. Head trauma.
yeah, that's what we're playing. And if you said dirty, rotten scoundrels, I told you a lack of sleep was going to get mistakes today. All right, but if you missed it, go see a doctor about your head trauma and get well soon. I got to scoot, though, because, I don't have time for sleep because I actually bought tickets to go see my neighbor give birth today. Don't ask. It's a new California thing, and I bought into it. But I do have one more thing for you. Would you believe a 10-minute kiss can pass on 80 million particles of bacteria? Oh, don't you want to just get somebody make out with him right now? But that's why you should probably, guys, only kiss for a minute and then get busy. Get busy. It reduces the bacteria particles, if you think about it, 72 million. Another reason why men probably prefer it doggy style.
I'd like to give you about a 20-minute kiss.
Ooh, really? And why's that?
Because it would pass along 160 million bacteria.
So you'd like to pass on 160 million bacteria to me. Why?
It would kill you dead, and I could take over the podcast.
The ulterior motive comes out, yeah.
You better watch your back.
Well, I'll tell you what, all of us better watch our back when you're around these AI biatches. All right, welcome to Rat Nation. Randy Ashby, Wheeling, West Virginia. Gee, I wonder if Randy has had the Wheeling feeling. Zach McDaniels, Quincy, Massachusetts. Debbie Carter from Raleigh, North Carolina, to the Resistance. Those of you who email us but just haven't joined Rat Nation yet. Rachel K., Duluth, Minnesota. Corey B. in Louisville, Kentucky. John D. in Henderson, Nevada. And around the world to listeners in Canada, Germany, France, and Greece. Thank you so much for listening to the Rat's Ass Podcast.
Now's your chance to be one of the few and the loud. Join Rat Nation at ratsasspodcast.com. Membership does have its rewards, you know.
All right, that's it for this episode of the Rat's Ass Podcast. Go check out the new ratsasspodcast.com to check out the socials, listen to podcasts, join Rat Nation, read the blog. It's loaded with current events, pop culture, music, concert info, the radio awards, sports, our Q&A, Battle of the Sexes, plus the Dumbass Awards so far for 2025. We'll do this again on Friday, June 13th. Take care of each other, and thanks for dropping by the Rat's Ass Podcast.
The conversation continues between podcasts on X and ratsasspodcast.com. ratsasspodcast.com.